This is Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta monitoring the RAYNET-UK talk group, standing by for any calls in lieu of a formal net this week.
Hello, this is GB0CVM, aka G4KIL, over.
GB0 CDM, this is Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta. Very good afternoon, and you're operating under a special event call sign. I wonder what the special event is in aid of, over.
Yeah, from the GB0CVM, that's Charlie Victor, Mike. Christian Vision for Men, the gathering in a field near Swindon. Actually, just finishing, it's been running for the weekend. We've had a special event station running, mainly on HF. I did try and take part in the HF net as part of it, but I think I just about heard one station, and I don't think they heard me, so I don't think that worked out very well. But never mind, it was worth trying, and we did have a few contacts, and quite a good number of chats, and I hope I've encouraged a few people to consider getting at least a foundation license and consider going on from that and joining RAYNET, but we'll have to wait and see. So back to you from GB0CVM.
Yeah, noted. Correction to the call sign there, Golf Bravo 0, Charlie Victor Mike. Yep, good you know. Well, it's been our exercise Blue Ham with the Royal Air Force Air Cadets this weekend on 60 metres, and I believe they did struggle. I've talked to stations all over the country on another system, and they were saying that the conditions on 60 metres are really poor, and the signal's not very strong, over.
Yeah, from GB0CVM. Yeah, I was aware of that, and indeed, I mean, the RAYNET weekend was on. You probably got wind on the mic, apologies. That was also on 60 metres, so I thought, well, that will work well. And the only thing is, I'm not sure you can use a special event call sign on it. I had a kind of discussion, I think you may remember it was last week, I think, a little bit of discussion, I think, read the small print carefully, and I think he's got amazing memory, actually, because I think he was correct that the implication is that if necessary, they should know exactly what phone number to ring in order to say switch off now. So I came to the conclusion, well, I mean, Ofcom's got my phone number registered, but it wouldn't have. If there'd be an NOV for this one, they won't actually be against my call sign. I'm put down as a secondary operator on this this special event call sign. So I thought, no, I won't do that. I'll just use my own. So I use G4KIL. But no, I didn't hear any of those because I was aware of it and was tuning around for it, but didn't hear any of them. Back to you from GB0CVM.
GB0CVM, Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta. Everybody who I've talked to struggled. We've got it's a virtual radio server that we've got going that I've got access to, and we kept in communications using that because HF was a bit bad, so I was operating from home, just had that running, and talked to a station in Scotland, a station in Wales, and one station in the Netherlands who we've permitted to have access to the system. It can basically be developed into a DMR system eventually. It's currently analog, or it will be when we get some RF nodes on the air. We want to link the internet system with the RF nodes, and eventually in time it will be a DMR system, over.
Okay, yeah, well, it's good that you have an alternative. At least that's always useful for finding out what's going on. It's always a slight question, isn't it? I think that's always the thinking in the RAYNET. With the RAYNET HF, for instance, one or two of us go on Zello on text on it as a background, but I think there's a kind of, an understandable feeling. You shouldn't be relying on that to get yourself onto a net, because that may not be there when you need it. So I kind of understand that, but it is useful. It sounds like the other you had there proved very useful. It works sometimes. I remember once before when there was a similar exercise on At the time, I was then up in the Peak District, and I worked lots of stations. That was really lovely. Currently, I'm located just north of Swindon. The event takes place on a field in just north of Swindon. I have got the National Grid reference written down somewhere. It's SU1. I remember that, but it's not right in front of me at the moment. Why don't you give a call if anything else is around? I'm still clearing up here, actually, so it would be quite convenient if there was somebody else to chat with for a little while over.
Okay, this is Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta, standing by for any other calls on the RAYNET-UK DMR system. No formal net this week, so do we have anybody else on the talk group? Over.
Good afternoon, Golf 6, Papa Delta Echo, G6 PDE.
Golf. Not sure I got it then. Golf 6, Papa Delta Echo, Mike. No formal net this week, as Greg is otherwise engaged, but I thought I would jump on and see if there's anybody about, at least get some activity going over.
Yes, good afternoon. I thought I'd just chip in. So I did try to join the HF net yesterday. Put out 3 or 4 calls, but didn't hear anyone back. Just got loads of noise. Just wondering if anyone else heard me. Golf 6, Papa Delta Echo.
Golf 6, Papa Delta Echo, my 7 Victor Sierra Delta. Condition of HF not been the best. Like I said, it's been exercise Blue Hound for the Royal Air Force Air Cadets this weekend, and pretty much all the stations on air on 60 metres really struggled. Noise and fading, and conditions not the best, and that's been pretty much the same for all over the country. Over.
It's reassuring to know from G6PD. I'm still a bit of a novice, or regard myself as a novice with HF. I haven't originally been a Class B licensee. I never really got into HF until a few years ago. I'm still struggling a bit. Struggling most to know when the right band to use for the right time of day and so on. But I'm starting to get a hang of that now, having played with the Whisper and FTA. That's given me the sort of picture of which bands are open, what time of day, and under typical conditions. From G6 PDE.
Golf 6, Papa Delta Echo, Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta. Yes, that's the challenge. What band to use, what time of day. We were playing around on 20 metres. We had a special event at Paul Sign at the RAF Cosford Air Show. Golf Bravo 5 Charlie Alpha Sierra, not last weekend before. We didn't manage to work any UK stations, but we certainly got out into the continent. Eastern and Central Europe, we did very well. With that, I was the main operator, who was sort of in the majority of the operating on the station. The best contact we had was an aeronautical mobile. He didn't tell us this when we were in the contact. We weren't aware until he sent us an email, because it was set up a few hours web page and we put an email on it. And he emailed us. And he said, I'm a Lufthansa pilot, and when you were just talking to me, I was at 32,000 feet going over the Alps. So that was the best contact of that day over.
Certainly, I don't think I've ever even heard an air mobile station, let alone worked one. I've certainly never have. First, I think until recently it wasn't allowed under the UK licence. I think it is allowed now. I don't know about the European licences. I know it's allowed in the US and so on. Go to you, M7VSD from G6PDE.
G6PD, Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta. Yes, he was a German station, so it used to be allowed under the German regulations. Yeah, he was a German pilot, let's say, working for Lufthansa. That was we were all very surprised when he sent that email and he explained. Yeah, we were all chuffed to bits with that. And we also sat one of the cadets down on the radio, and he'd never done any radio before. We were telling him how to do it, and he called CQ and he got a station in Russia, and yeah, that was the look on his face when we told him, showed him where the guy was. It was in St. Petersburg. You know, this cadet was just amazed over.
It's always the first question I get asked when a neighbour or somebody notices me out playing with aerials in the back garden or something. Is how far can you get with that? And I'm always dubious about the answer because it depends. Is the usual answer. But I tell them that I've got as far east as Moscow and as far north as Iceland and so on, as far west as the west coast of America, all from a little radio that's running off batteries. They're usually impressed. Less so these days, I guess, because everyone's got mobile phones and whatnot now. But I think the ones that understand that it works without any other additional infrastructure, they are impressed. A lot of people don't realise how much infrastructure they're using when they're using their mobile phone. I think they just imagine it just magically works. But of course, the rest of us know where all the base stations are distributed all over the place. M7VSD from G6PDE.
G6PD, this is Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta. Yes, it is when you try and explain it to somebody. Yes, they are quite amazed at what can be done with the means we have at our disposal. Right, I'm going to see if there's anybody else on the talk group. So, is there anybody else on the talk group this afternoon from Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta? Any other stations on the RAYNET-UK talk group? This is Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta. So, a bit of an impromptu thing this weekend, as Gray, the usual net controller, is otherwise engaged. But thought I'd drive a little bit of activity. Any other stations on the talk group? Over.
Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta, this is Golf 3 Studio Hotel X-Ray. I won't hold it, but I'm just checking in to show that I'm here. G3 state checks.
Victor Sierra Delta. A very good afternoon. Noted you're in and out, just popping in to say hello. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Over.
Should be alright here. It's a quiet Sunday afternoon, but I just thought I'd show willing. G3 said going back to standby, but listening.
This is Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta. Any other stations on top? 23531. No formal net this week. But if there's any other stations that wish to call in, please go now. Over.
This is Mike 0, Golf Uniform Yankee. Yeah, good afternoon all. This is Guy. Just clicking up to say hi, listening, but otherwise just keeping on the side. From Mike 0, Golf Uniform Yankee.
Zero Golf Uniform Yankee, noted you're in and out and monitoring on the side. Very good afternoon to you. Have a good rest of your day. This is Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta. Any other stations on the talk group this afternoon? No formal net today, so just a bit of a... So otherwise engaged. So any other stations on the talk group 23531 or 50234? any other stations on the RAYNET-UK talk group. This is Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta. We have no formal net today, just a informal gathering. Any other stations wishing to check into this informal net, please go now. Any other stations on the RAYNET-UK DMR system? This is Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta. We have no formal net this week. Any other stations wishing to call in, please go now. Over. This is Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta. Do we have any international station on the RAYNET-UK talk group? No formal net today, but any international stations wishing to check in, please go now. This is Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta, standing by for any further stations on this very, very informal net today, as the usual net controller Greg is otherwise engaged, and we couldn't really find another net controller. So any other stations wishing to check in, please go now. Golf 7, November Echo Hotel, this is Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta, over. Golf 7, November Echo Hotel, this is Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta, over.